There's a lot of rumors going on right now that there's apparently a Diablo 2 remake currently in production, and to be perfectly honest, I'm very, very scared about this because I just don't trust modern day Blizzard. Now, to me, this game is incredibly important, and I want to tell you a little story before we start this video and actually dig into the leaks themselves. When I was growing up, anytime I did something that was bad or considered wrong by my parents, they would take away my game consoles for days or sometimes even weeks at a time. So what I would have to do is, instead of being able to play the games I loved, like Mario or Splinter Cell or, Metal Gear Solid, I would imagine games. I'd get the original box art, I'd open it up, and I would actually kind of just pretend in my head that I was running through the dungeons I had memorized. I was beating the bosses that I knew, or sometimes I'd even actually just read the instruction manuals again and again to try and find those tiny scraps of lore. And I did this the most with Diablo 2 because, frankly, I love the randomized nature of it, the fact that the dungeons were constantly being built, and as much as I love this game, as much as it made my childhood a much more livable experience, I just don't trust the fact that Blizzard knows what made this game special in the first place. But let's take a look at the rumor itself. What's up, gamers? Dreamcastguy here, and today we're looking at this, which is a report that has come out that Diablo 2 is getting a full-blown remake, and actually, it's already in development. But here's the thing, Blizzard themselves is afraid that they're going to screw things up again because they just had the colossal freaking dumpster fire, which was Warcraft 3 Reforged. Now, I want to read this article. It's pretty short, but I want to give you some thoughts along the way because I feel like this is not a cut and dry case, and I want to try and spell out my concerns as a Diablo fan about why I think that this might be a bad thing, even though the news itself seems like it's going to be amazing. A remake of Diablo 2 has been in development, though the team now working on it is the former Activision subsidiary Vicarious Visions, which is now part of Blizzard Entertainment. Now, as many of you know, Vicarious Visions are the people that did the Crash Insane trilogy, the freaking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. These guys are very, very expert at trying to grab the stuff that already exists and remaking it to be bigger and better than the original. But the part of this that's interesting is that if you note here, it says that it was already in development, and now they're just handing the project off to Vicarious Visions, which means that they're starting it today, but there is probably some art and graphics and physics engines that already exist. But let's keep reading here and get to the part that I really want to rip into, which is about Warcraft. The intrigue in Bloomberg's report is twofold. First, that the Diablo 2 remake does exist, it's currently being worked on, and second of all, the ramshackle launch of Warcraft 3 Reforged a year ago may have played a role in corporate leadership taking the remake called Diablo 2 from Blizzard's hands. Now, the title for this, Diablo 2 Resurrected, that's pretty cool, that's very clever, but let's face facts, the Warcraft 3 Reforged mess, I feel like people don't talk about it enough because, quite frankly, there was a lot of straight up Blizzard lies that came about with that game. A couple years ago, Blizzard took the stage and said that they were going to be remaking from the ground up one of the most famous RTSs of all time, the real-time strategy game Warcraft 3. They promised that this would have new cutscenes, new art, new graphics, new things to make this feel like a great new game, except with the balancing of the original. Basically saying that this is going to be a way to make it where everybody who loves classic Warcraft could be rewarded with a new taste of that universe, except for the fact that all of that was lies. All of it. In fact, they started having to do mass freaking refunds. For a while there, this is absolutely true. For a while, the the Warcraft 3 Reforged was the most hated game on the internet. It was one of the most low-rated freaking games ever on Metacritic. It was that size of a dumpster fire. So the fact that Blizzard realized that this was wrong, they had to do a giant public apology, it still makes me think that they don't fully understand how to handle their own properties. Getting back to the article here, this is where things get kind of messy, which is this. Blizzard's Team 1 was responsible for the Diablo 2 remake, but after an internal post-launch analysis of Warcraft 3 Reforged, Activision Blizzard took that project away from Team 1. Do you read what this is actually saying? Basically, they trusted this team. They basically said, just make Warcraft 3 Reforged, put it out, do whatever you want. And they said, all right, the game's done. And Blizzard headquarters said, sure, launch it. After the game came out, the head up people, the people at the very top of Blizzard, went through the game themselves and reviewed it basically internally and realized that game was a absolutely broken mess. So the fact that Blizzard is having to actually punish their own employees, the fact that they're having to step in and say, what the hell are you guys doing? That is part of what makes me nervous about this. The fact that they're not able to be aware of everything going on inside their own freaking company. The fact that they are just so big and so multifaceted that they could allow a game to be launched this broken is appalling. It is quite, I think it's actually a statement to the fact that Blizzard is just getting too big for their own britches. The fact that Blizzard is now very clearly not able to even keep track of their literally hundreds and hundreds of employees. The fact that they can't just keep an eye on their projects is what makes me worried about this. Is like, look, I love Diablo. I'm obsessed with it. This is my Diablo 4 shirt. I've got the art of Diablo just on my desk by accident as I record this video. This shows that Blizzard just has so many freaking people working on Overwatch skins over here and patch notes for Heroes of the Storm and new expansions for World of Warcraft, and now all these people trying to make remakes of Diablo 2. Like, I am concerned that there's just so many thousands of cooks in the kitchen that they're just going to let this thing come out half-baked. But let me finish this article off. Like, kind of what makes me concerned is that as we go deeper in this article itself, you can see that they talk about they have just decided to fully dissolve Vicarious Visions into Blizzard. Now, I made a video about that a couple days ago, but here's my thing, which is this. It's that even though they're now reporting directly to JL and Brack, the head of Blizzard themselves, I just think that this is going to become a big old freaking mess. Like, there's just so many facets of Activision Blizzard, from Call of Duty to Destiny to Overwatch to World of Warcraft. Like, look at all the people that are quitting. There's big departures. There's just so much in this that sounds so complicated and messy that I want Diablo 2 to be great. But to be perfectly honest, normally I'm more of a fan of remakes. I like the idea of trying to take something that exists and remixing core concepts, doing something that's bigger and flashier and brighter. But with Diablo 2, maybe it's correct to just do a remaster. Just bring it back. Maybe make it so the graphics are a little bit better, but the game was already balanced so fun. It already had such great PvP. I feel like I do not trust them to take such an established brand and try and bring it into the future. Like, I just do not trust Blizzard. I just don't think that they know what they're doing right. And I say this as somebody who played literally thousands of hours of World of Warcraft Classic. Like, I've seen what modern day remakes and remasters and the work of Blizzard is. And at this point, I don't know if they're just going to make weird DLC or what, but I just do not trust that this project is going to be great. I am more afraid than I am hyped, and that is a very bad sign. But what do you guys think? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. Some of y'all have asked why I've been wearing glasses lately. I actually started wearing some, but these are super reflective, so when I'm in videos, I feel better just, wearing my fake glasses so you don't see the lines on my nose. But, whatever. Also, I think they look swag. Do people say swag? All right, I'm going to end this video. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.